to our chapter reading, which will be Numbers chapter 27. Chapter reading, and that's Numbers chapter 27. Numbers chapter 27. All right. Numbers chapter 27, and we're going to start at verse 1. Numbers chapter 27, and we're going to start at verse 1.
Then came the daughters of Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, the son of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the family of Manasseh, the son of Joseph. And these are the names of his daughters: Mara, Noah, and Haglah, and Milcah, and Tarzah. And they stood before Moses and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes and all the congregation, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our fathers died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against Yahweh in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin and had no sons.
Right. All right, beloved. Let's go back to verse 1. All right. We need to understand what is this dealing with. All right. So then came the daughters of Zelophehad. All right. Remember in our last chapter, it gave us all the tribes. Remember, it was breaking things down. Okay. In the last chapter last week, Numbers 26. All right. So remember, they were breaking down the family because this is going to be ultimately how the inheritance and things are going to be divided. All right. So when we get in the land, remember, he's going to divide it amongst everybody. I mean, all the tribes. Okay, so every tribe, according to your number, he's going to proportion it. Okay, for children of Israel. So when you go to verse, okay, first of all, let me get you the family. All right, so we all there. So Brother Titus, chapter 26, read verse 28 for me. One chapter back, and then we're going to go to verse 28.
The sons of Joseph, after their families, were Manasseh and Ephraim. Of the sons of Manasseh, of Machir, the family of the...
No, we don't need all that right now. All right, so we're going to deal with the sons. This is the sons of Joseph and their families. All right, so remember with Joseph, he had what? 2 sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. All right, they had a blessing on them, so it kind of distinguished definitely those 2. You'll hear them. Okay, so this is the tribe of Joseph. They fall still under the tribe of Joseph. Now we're going to jump down to verse 33. Okay, let's read that.
And Zelophehad, the son of Hepher, had no sons, but daughters. And the names of the daughters of Zelophehad were Mahlah and Noah, Haglah, Milcah, and Tarzah.
All right. So if you do not know our custom, beloved, the inheritance and everything will go to the men will go down to the sons, right? So in this case, what's one of the probably obvious issues that we're catching is what? He had no sons, but he did have daughters, okay? But how the law was in place, right? It don't go to the daughters, okay? So now let's go back to 27, okay? So they're coming, and it says they stood before Moses. So the daughters stood before Moses, and they're making their plea. All right, before Moses, Eleazar the priest, and before the princes and all the congregation by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. This was a hard matter, beloved. All right, and remember, we have laws that when it's a hard matter, who does it go to? Anybody remember when we have to deal with matters? Who do we go to?
The congregation.
No. So you'll go to, well, get specific with
the
me.
Elders of the church.
So you go to the tribe. Well, in this time, right, it'll be the
Moses.
elders, the tribes, right?
Mhm.
And then it will work its way up, right, to who? If it's too hard for them, it'll go to Moses. Okay? And remember, it's kind of like how you see it today, right? You have small matters, you got municipal courts, you got superior courts and everything, and then you can go to the highest one, right? Deal with that like superior court, Supreme Court. Okay, that's what they had here. Okay, so but because what was the problem? Everybody, I'm not going to it. All right, but remember when we read, everybody was going to Moses when they was coming out of Egypt, and Egypt and Moses was dealing with matters of what, from sun up to sundown. Okay, and his father-in-law, all right, his father-in-law gave him wisdom. Man, you're gonna kill yourself doing this. All right. Most other people he was going to do, he was sacrificing it, but the follow it like this is not effective. All right, this is not good for you, and ultimately it's not going to be good for the people. Okay, so he gave a wisdom to set, have some order. Do this. Let the elder, they can deal with certain matters, smaller matters, and then hard matters and everything. Difficult, they'll come to you. Okay, so this matter it was difficult because what, beloved, there was no clear cut, answer. Is like, all right, this it goes to the sun and everything. All right, usually got one a son somewhere, but none. Okay, but these women like we're gonna lose our whole inheritance. All right, and then the plea, hear the plea. They're not just saying, well, we're just gonna lose this and having the attitude. This ain't. They're saying, listen, our father died in the wilderness. He was not, listen, and I'm going to kind of interpret it so you understand it. He was not in the company of them that gathered themselves against Yahweh in the company of Korah, right? Because remember, a bunch of them rebelled. Remember, they joined Korah and going at Moses, right? And remember, the earth opened up and swallowed them, okay? And the next day, some still was saying he killed the men of God, right? The daughter's like, listen, our father didn't do that. He died from his own sins. He didn't rebel, right? Because that could be something where it's like, well, you lost out because the sons rebelled. Like the father, he didn't rebel. He died on his own sins, his own thing. It was not nothing dealing with treachery or anything like that, So let's keep reading verse 4.
Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family? Because he have no son? Give unto us therefore a possession among the brethren of our father.
So listen what they argue. It ain't just, oh, we want our things. Look what they're pleading about. Why should the name of our father be done away with? All right. Because the name is very important, right? The scriptures talk about what? A good name is better than riches. All right. So like, why should our father memory be gone because he didn't have no sons to pass it down to? Okay. Hear what they're saying. He don't got no sons, so his memory should just be gone because he had daughters. All right. So they're saying, listen, we should receive the possession among our father, all right? Because there's no man that this, and we should receive that. Okay. Let's hear how this matter get called. I mean, what happens to this matter? Verse 5.
And Moses brought their cause before Yahweh.
All right. So remember, this is showing you that, and this is okay, beloved, even with leadership, leaders understand it. There's certain things that's hard, right? There's certain things that that makes sense. Okay, let me look. Right. So he went to the Lord, like, listen, Lord, this is the matter. I don't know how to deal with this matter, right? Some things the law does not get specific with, beloved. I'll say it again. There's some things the law does not get very specific with. We get some general things, and there's certain laws that, of course, don't have to be spelled out exact, right? But there you can get certain. You can when you're starting to read it and learn it and study and all these kind of things, it's a spirit of the law that will get in you where certain things it will direct you like, okay, this is how the Most High will kind of deal with this matter, right? Then there's some like, I don't know how to deal with that. There's nothing that kind of I can grab, whatever. So with those matters, this is what the men of God, the leadership, whatever, is supposed to do. All right. It's one of this part that acknowledge God in all our ways, but then when these hard matters, you will go. Okay. So he's saying they're making a good point, right? They're making a beautiful point. Okay. But he want to go and make sure, check it to make sure he gives the right judgment, right? As a good leader would. All right, verse 6, let's see.
Yahweh spake unto Moses, saying, the daughters of Zelophehad speak right. Thou shalt surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and thou shalt cause the inheritance of their father to pass unto them.
So he's saying, no, they said they speak truth. That is righteous. They should receive it. All right. This is not, because I know we're going to grab it. This is not talking about if there ain't no man, now a woman should be the path. Don't go crazy with this, beloved. All right. It's very specific what they're dealing with. Okay. But he's saying they spoke right. That is right. They shouldn't just lose out on the father's inheritance. He shouldn't just lose out on everything because he had no sons, had all daughters. All right. So he's saying yes. Okay. Let's keep reading. I'll show you something else as well later.
And thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if a man die and have no son, then he shall cause his inheritance to pass unto his daughter.
All right. So now they're setting precedent now. All right. Now this is going to be the matter. There's something added to it, right? If this come up again, this is how you handle the situation. Okay. And you will see certain things like this. All right. So now if somebody has their father and father have all daughters, okay, you're going to hand it down to the daughter. Okay. If they have a son, beloved, this won't apply. This is dealing with no sons. Goes to the daughter. So the father don't lose out everything. Okay. And basically, so his name won't be wiped off from Israel, right? That's the thing. You want to have your name continue on that, that's on the blessing, all right? So you don't want that wiped off. This is why it's a good cause. All right, but you're going to see something with this. Let's keep reading.
And if he have no daughter, then he shall give his inheritance unto his brethren.
So if he have no sons, it goes to the daughter. If he have no children at all, it goes to what? His brethren. Okay. What would that do? Is keeping it in the family, right? Let's keep reading.
And if he have no brethren, then he shall give his inheritance unto his father's brethren.
All right. So if he's the only child, don't have no children. Yeah. If he's the only child, don't have no sons, don't have no daughters, don't have no brothers, then it will go to his father's brethren. All right. Which is what? Uncles. All right. So it's keeping you right in, it's going to the immediate family first. All right. Here's go to the sons, no sons, go to daughter, no daughters, go to the uncle now. Okay. That was verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next.
And if his father have no brethren, then he shall give his inheritance unto his kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it. And it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment, as Yahweh commanded Moses.
If his father have no brother, then he shall give the inheritance to the kinsman that is next to him of his family, and he shall possess it. All right. So basically, it goes in order to the closest of kin, right? And it shall be unto the children of Israel a statute of judgment as Yahweh commanded Moses. All right. So this is how the matter get handled. Okay. It will stay in the family. Usually the whole line, all right, is not going to be wiped out. So in this one, Joseph. All right. Remember, this is the tribe of Joseph. So it will go, of course, to your son. If you have a son, daughter, if you have a daughter, if you go to uncles, and then it'll be the closest, whoever closest connected in the tribe. All right, in the tribe of Joseph. Okay. This is how this law now is established. Okay. Now, because you sometimes we got to go to other spots. All right, let's go to Numbers 35. I would wait for you to go there, but I mean, a couple weeks before we run into it, but it's going to be, a couple months from now at the pace we're going. All right. So I'm just going to show you the matter with this. All right. Because some people, they'll read it and that is a valid thing. They will go there and they'll say, see, women can possess it, now can go. Because remember, now if the women get married, now we got something else that we have to worry about. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you. This matter was not closed. It was closed right there, but that's not the end of the matter. Okay, so let's go to Numbers. Where I'm at? I said 36. I'm sorry. It's the last. Just remember, whenever you hear that matter, go to the last chapter of the same book. Okay. Numbers 36. Yeah, we got to read it. Let's start at verse 1. Numbers 36 and verse 1.
And the chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph came near and spake before Moses and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel.
All right. Once again, we have to get the context. It's important while they're mentioning this, all right? And I just had to say it. What family is coming about. Children of Gilead, the sons of Machar, the sons of Manasseh. Manasseh is the son of who, beloved? Joseph. Okay. He had what? Ephraim and Manasseh. All right. So let's say it was nobody in Ephraim, you will go to the Manasseh because that's still part of what? Joseph. Okay. So they're coming. All right. So the chief fathers came, or the elders, as we will say, and they spake before Moses and before the princes and the chief fathers of the children of Israel. So they bring this matter in front of everyone. Okay. Let's keep reading.
And they said, Yahweh commanded my Lord to give the land for the inheritance by lot to the church of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by Yahweh to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, unto his daughters.
All right, so they're saying the matter, what was just said, right? Yahweh told them they have to give that to the daughters of Zelophehad. Okay, we understand that, right? Nothing new. Verse 3.
And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers, and shall be put to the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall it be taken from the lot of our inheritance.
So, in other words, beloved, he's saying the Lord commanded that they receive inheritance, right? Their father's land, all right? Which belongs to what? The tribe of Joseph, all right? This plot of land belongs to the tribe of Joseph. So there's a lot of fathers of what? Joseph, all right, in that land. That's who will be there, okay? Now they're bringing up a point saying the Lord did command that they should receive inheritance. However, they are women, okay? There ain't no such thing. Just want you to understand. They're women. When they get married to a man, let's say she start looking at another tribe within Israel, they ain't talking about no heathen. You look at another tribe in Israel, she said, I like that Danite, or I like that Reubenite, or I like that Judah, and she get married to him, guess what? That land will now get transferred to what? That tribe. Because she's going to have a son. That son is going to be who? Not going to be Manasseh. I mean, they ain't going to be Joseph. If she married a Judite, guess what? That's Judah. Now that portion that was Joseph's, now because they married somebody outside the tribe, now Joseph can have a portion of, Joseph can have a portion of, Judah can have a portion of Joseph. Or if they married a Gadite, now a Gadite can have the portion that's in Joseph. That's not the premise that the Most High was setting up. He wanted every brother, the 12 tribes, everybody have their land. But now with this, another brother can have inheritance within that land. Okay? Do y'all see the issue that they're bringing about? Hopefully it's not too confusing. Okay? There's a plot of land for Joseph, all right, for the tribe of Joseph. But now, since the Lord commanded that inheritance can be given to the daughter, that daughter now owns it, but she's still part of Joseph. I mean, she's still, forgive me. She is still part of, I'm sorry. She is part of Joseph. She's still Joseph. But when she get married and she marries somebody outside, now that seed, and they have a child, that seed belongs to what? The father. So now that land that was inheritance of Joseph and the tribe of Joseph can now be inherited by another tribe. All right. So they're going there and saying, we can lose our inheritance. This is supposed to be Joseph's inheritance. And now we can lose that if they decide to marry somebody from another tribe. They're making a good point. Okay. Brother Kai, let's keep going.
And when the Jubilee of the children of Israel shall be, then shall their inheritance be put unto the inheritance of the tribe whereunto they are received. So shall their inheritance be taken away from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers.
So they're saying Jubilee is when like things get reestablished and you can forgive things and everything go back. So they're saying during the year of Jubilee, let's say they're saying the same thing I just said. If somebody goes and marry them, and then the year of Jubilee happens, guess what? Now that's somebody else's land. So this, we can have this, and now this land that Manasseh and the daughters of Manasseh inherited, now if another tribe married them, and then it gets the year of Jubilee, now that can be basically permanently their inheritance. Now they permanently got inheritance within our land, all right? Which is not how it was supposed to be set up, okay? Let's keep going. Verse 5.
And Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of Yahweh, saying, the tribe of the sons of Joseph have said well.
He's saying they making a point, right? Here's how it will go. Verse 6.
This is the thing which Yahweh doth command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, let them marry to whom they think best, only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry.
All right. So now guess what? They just can't go and marry anybody else. All right. Why? Because that land need to be inherited and stay within that tribe. Okay. Some people read that first part, they don't like continue reading, or they don't run into not that it's malicious. When I'm saying this thing is just sometimes it's ignorance. I didn't know this at all points. All right. I just remember that one part and didn't even consider this part, right? But this is letting you know that what the judgment is, yeah, they can keep the inheritance. They better marry somebody within the tribe of Joseph, and then it's all good, all right? Because it still falls right into play. So let them marry it. And this who said it? This is the thing which Yahweh doth command. All right, concerning the daughters of Zelophehad. Well, Moses didn't go to God. He just came with this. No, he's saying this. Lord commanded. What did he say? Let them marry whom they think best. They have the option to marry who they want. Okay, so think about this, beloved. They have the option to marry who they want. He ain't forcing it. He's just saying what? As long as they in the tribe of Joseph. Okay, as long as they from that tribe of their fathers, they can marry. Right? But they get to ultimately choose who they want to be with. Verse 7.
So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe. For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers.
That's the point, right? The inheritance, he don't want the inheritance being removed. He set the plot. That's for that family. That's for Benjamin. That's for Reuben. That's for Gad. That's for Issachar, right? He has everybody with their plot of land. He don't want it to be removed, all right? Why is this also very wise, beloved, right? Why do you think, because even with God with the judgment, you have to understand the wisdom of it. What do you think people would do if this law wasn't checked like this? Anybody know? If you just had the first part and if he didn't make this part, what do y'all think would happen? Yeah, you gotta kind of think kind of wickedly. All right. This is a way to uproot somebody's land and inheritance. All right. Once you see they don't have no sons, right? You could try to get your son, right? To go, if you're from another tribe, if you're in the same tribe, it don't matter. If you're from another tribe, you might say, all right, they don't have no sons, it's gonna go to the daughters. I have one of my sons marry the daughters, and guess what? We got some inheritance, some permanent inheritance. Now I got my stuff here, and also I got inheritance there. And if it goes unchecked, this stuff can happen where now it's all mixed. You can have 3 or 4 different tribes maybe in one spot because they didn't have those sons. You might have some people trying to plot on sons, killing them, so it could just be the women. So you can, right? It can get very wicked.
Perfect.
All right. So this is where we have to understand the mind and the judgment of this. Now, somebody from another tribe, they're seeing this and saying, well, it don't matter because once I marry him, we're not going to inherit. We can go keep this inheritance anyway. All right, so you're gonna marry somebody, her for her, and not for what she can get from you, what you can get from her. All right, our inheritance. So fair judgment, okay. Yeah, we'll keep it there. And I just go just so you can understand what happened at the end, verse 12. And they were married into the families of the sons of Manasseh, the sons of Joseph, and their inheritance remained in the tribe of their family of their father. Okay, so they stayed within their in their tribe. All right, let's go back. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. But that was definitely when we was in the land, beloved. All right. And we had our land and he divided our lands into portions and divided us amongst, right? So that was dealing with that. Okay. Let's go back to Numbers 27. Where do we end up at? Psalms. All right, verse 12, I believe, Brother Kai.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it? Okay.
Yep. And Yahweh said unto Moses, Get thee up into this Mount Abraham, and see the land which I have given unto the children of Israel. And when thou hast seen it, thou also shalt be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered.
Anybody know what that means?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know where Aaron's at right now? Love it. He ain't there. All right. Remember, Aaron died. Okay, so he's telling them, Moses, get thee up into the Mount Abram, all right, and see the land which I give to the children of Israel. So I want you to see the land that I gave, right? This is the land that I promised them. You can see it, but guess what? And when thou hast seen it, also shall be gathered unto thy people, as Aaron thy brother was gathered. All right. So he is going to leave them. All right. He's not going to go into and receive and be able to go into the land and actually, touch it. He was able to see it though. There's a blessing. At least he's able to see it, but he was not going to be able to enter and be there. Okay. Verse 14.
When you rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, and the strife of the congregation to sanctify me at the water before their eyes, that is the water of Meribah and Kadesh in the wilderness of Zin.
Remember we read, right? Drink ye rebels, right? When he had that, he made that statement and everything and got like, you ain't supposed to do that, right? He checked him. He's saying, you rebelled against me. I held that. You rebelled against me. All right. So there's certain things why we gotta be so mindful, beloved. There's certain things you can do. Most I say, gotta get you for that. Some people think they ain't getting punished right then and there, so we got over it. It ain't always that way. Okay. So he's saying, don't remember you. Remember, you rebelled against me. Okay. Now, Los High did have a lot of mercy. At least he was able to behold it. Okay. I know we look at it and be like, man, but he should at least been able to step in there and enjoy it for at least a year or two. You know what I mean? But the Most High seen it fit that saying, nope, but I'll let you see it. And that's a blessing in itself. He could have not allowed him even to see the land. Okay. So take it as that. Let's keep going. And I think there was other this is me. I think there was other purpose for it as well. Okay, yeah, y'all need to know that right now. But let's keep going. We keep going. If somebody want to know my thoughts on it, you can ask me afterwards. All right. What verse are we at, brother?
15.
Okay.
And Moses spake unto Yahweh, saying, that Yahweh, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, and which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of Yahweh be not as sheep which have no shepherd.
All right. So first part, the Lord, all right. How he's the God of how much flesh?
Oh.
All flesh. All right. There is no flesh on here that he is not the God of. He has created all things. All right. And he is that God of all things. He is that spirit. Okay. So the God of all spirits, of all flesh, set a man over the congregation. All right. So now he's saying what? They're going to set up somebody over the congregation. A man or a woman? What does it say? Who was he setting over? Read verse 16 again, Brother Kai.
Uh, Let Yahweh, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation.
All right. So you're going to set a man over the congregation. All right. So a man is supposed to be leading the congregation. All right. So this is how it was set up. This is the patterns I tell y'all. Look in the Bible. Okay. It was a reason why he does it. Okay. Ain't no sex. Well, even if it was a sexist thing, I mean, you're going to call God sexist. All right. But no, he set it up like this. Okay. So he said, set a man over the congregation, which what? What is the man supposed to be doing? It's basically a leadership, beloved. He said just for leadership. All right. He's going to what? That he may go out before them. All right. Which may go in before them, and which may lead them out, and which may bring them in, that the congregation of Yahweh be not as a sheep which have no shepherd. All right. So if you think of a sheep, right, or sheep that don't have a shepherd, what happened? They are lost. They are defenseless. All right. They have no direction, order, right? So a shepherd is there to help protect and do all the other things that's necessary for a sheep. All right. Okay. So a shepherd is very important. The Most High understands the importance of a leader and leadership. Okay. God was always the leader of everything. We get that, beloved, right? But he's seen the necessity, all right, and the importance of having a literal leader, okay? That that you can deal with, that you can literally see him, okay? Now, until Yahweh shall return, there will be temporary leaders. They do not usurp Yahweh Shai. He's our king, all right? But they allow what? Certain shepherds, all right, certain leadership to go and help the sheep, because the sheep is going to need assistance and help. Okay, it's just how it's set up. It's not a bad thing. It's a loving thing that he sets shepherd over there. If I'm have my animals, I leave it. It's good to have somebody watch over my animal while I'm gone. Those that have pets, right? You're gonna be gone for a while. What do? You're gonna need somebody to watch them, or your animals and stuff are gonna be starving and all that kind of stuff. You put somebody in place while you're gone. Okay. So we know that who was the leader and the shepherd beforehand? Moses. But he just told Moses what? You're going to be visiting. Where's it? Yeah. And when thou hast seen it, thou shalt be gathered unto thy people. All right. He's talking about the dead, right? As Aaron thy brother was gathered. All right. You're going to die. So a shepherd's going to go down. You need to what? Replace it. Okay. And that's what we did, beloved. We'll replace it. It's like the high priest. One go down, put another one up. All right. Because this is necessary. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's go to verse 18.
And Yahweh said unto Moses, take thee Joshua, the son of Nun, a man of whom is the Spirit, and lay thy hand upon him.
All right. So who chose the next leader? Moses. It was Yahweh.
Mm-hmm.
Beloved, when you're looking at this, the Most High, you want the Most High to choose a leader. This is going to be something where what? The Spirit of the Most High got to be on them. All right. A true good leader is going to love the people. All right. Did we ever do a lesson on qualities of a leader? I might not have. All right. But nonetheless, all right, there's certain qualities, things you definitely want to see when it's somebody pointing the Lord. Everybody want to be chiefs. They say that everybody want to be chiefs. Nobody want to be in these, right? Everybody want to be leader. Everybody want to be boss. But there's a lot of responsibility in leaderships. All right. There's some consequences of leadership. Okay. So as much as that can be an honorable calling, all right. Everybody, don't be just thinking you want to jump up to be certain things, because you're seeing maybe, oh, they get honored. People want to be nice to them. But yeah, you're seeing one part of it. All right. But there's another part. Okay. So the Most High did set this, and this is something I want us to realize, beloved, because there's all this whole thing of, and I get it, people, they get mad at certain things and saying, you know what, I don't need no head. I don't need no leader. I just got Christ. Christ is my head. Christ didn't even tell you to just be headless, right? He tells you to be under order. Okay. This is something we got to know, because Israel don't want to be subjected to nothing but themselves. I'm talking about individual. All right. There's Israelites, the true children of God, and there's individualites. All right. That's just selfish and just want to do what they want to do. Don't want to be subject to anything. All right. That's not how it goes. There's certain things you can only learn as a what? A true gathering, as a true people. Okay. Even the world knows there's a difference from growing up without anybody. You get, there's certain things certain skills that you learn being what? Amongst others. Certain social skills you learn being amongst others. Okay. So once again, the Most High understands the importance of that leadership. And remember, we even cried for a leader because we look at the heathens, right? But the Most High understands that. He put something in place and he put a good leader in front of us, all right? So that we can be obedient. A good leader is going to what? He's just leading you to the Most High. That's all a leader does. He's just, all right, let's go this way. Okay. A lot of times you don't have a head, it can be a lot of chaos, people going here and there, and that becomes more dangerous. All right. So this is why you have these things in order. All right. Leadership. Okay. So just so we can get a little bit of insight. But it's not just the one leader, right? It's leadership. You got elders and stuff like that. So it's a lot of this, and this is for a reason why he sets it up this way. Okay. All right. So take thee to Joshua the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit. All right. You got the Spirit, and lay thy hand upon him. All right. We talked about laying of the hands. Okay. When you lay in the hands, don't lay hands on no man suddenly. All right. Those things is certain spiritual exchanges that goes on. All right. Don't let these TVs be fooling you when they just laying hands on everybody. That's not something you want to take lightly. That's why some people have certain spirits they probably never even had before, but they letting what? They let people put hands on them and do these kind of things. That can alter your spirit, beloved. Okay. All right, Brother Kai, rambled off enough.
Mhm. And set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. And thou shalt put some of thine honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient.
So the children of Israel, what's the reason? So they can be what?
Obedient.
Oh, we don't like that old word.
Mhm.
All right. So when you're doing this, basically, you're going to do it. You're going to show that you're doing it. So it ain't no thing where, oh, he usurped authority over No, Moses, you're going to bring him out. The previous leader should go. He should put his what? His blessing on him. All right. And he also put what? He had the priest come out too. All right. And give him a charge in their sight. All right. So this is where you see what do they call it churches? Maybe like a dedication ceremony or ordination, things of that nature. This will be, right? You'll charge them. You know what? You're being a leader. And you kind of read them their rights and what they're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to love the people of God. You better pray, those kind of things. All right. So it's biblical. Okay, we did do that, and that was in sight of everybody, so they can see this is going to be the next shepherd. This is who you obey. So this is why I say it's so important, beloved. Okay, because sometimes, beloved, and I'm talking about, I want to speak in them. I'm talking about a good leader. All right, somebody that you believe the Most High has put his anointing on. Right, when you go in that leadership, there is certain protection from that. This is why when you rebel against the leadership, there's consequences. All right, there can be some reaping. That is true. I'm not going to hate that. All right, if they're a true person of God, all right, there is consequences because they were put in that place, right? So they can take you to that spot. But sometimes people usurp that, all right, and they don't understand. You can be actually usurping the Lord. Okay. Even if the leadership, and hear me carefully, beloved, there are certain things, I don't care what leader you got, there are certain things that they can make mistakes. Yes, they can make mistakes. That does not give you the green flag if you find an error with them that now I can usurp, I can listen to them and disrespect. That is not. You are out of the spirit. You are disobeying the order that the Most High put there, right? Now, if there are false prophets and stuff like that, you're removing yourself from that, okay? But once that man of God, he's of the spirit, all that kind of stuff, yes, you obey. You'll be subject to that, Okay, and you will have a blessing and a protection from that, because then you can put and not throwing it to Most High, but Most High, this is the man of God that you sent for me, right? I was obedient, right? Now we know our God is fair and just. He sent you a leader. You was obedient. Them like, nah, yeah, I understand that, but here you go. No, he's fair and he's just. You just need to make sure that's a true man of God. Okay, that's the only I can make sure he's a man of God, right? But if he is, there's going to be mercy with that. Most times going to be dealing with him, right? Don't try to compare, contrast leadership and all this stuff. That's where a lot of people get in trouble too, right? Or they want to make a buffet. I like this leader from this. I'm gonna grab some this, right? A lot of times that can cause chaos as well, right? Understand who the Most High put before you, all right? Subject unto that, okay? And things hopefully, right, should run smooth, right? Let's keep going, Brother Kai. Let's finish it up. We're at 21.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's finish it up.
And he shall stand before Eleazar the priest, who shall ask counsel for him after the judgment of Urim before the Yahweh. And at his word shall they go out, and at his word they shall come in, both he and all the children of Israel with him, even all the congregation. And Moses did as Yahweh commanded him. And he took Joshua and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him and gave him a charge as Yahweh commanded by the hand of Moses.
Right. So that's how now the transfer of power was going. All right. It's a blessing where you can have a smooth transfer like that, right? That leader, getting older of age, able to see, the next young man that's looking promising, looking like he, Most High spirits on them to, direct and lead people. It's a beautiful thing to have that transfer. Sometimes it can get real messy when that leader dies and didn't, have somebody appointed. Okay, sometimes that can get messy. Also, we do have an example of something like that with the kings dealing with King David. All right, had sons trying to usurp authority before he's even dead, but thank God, Most High was merciful and was able to rectify that situation. Okay, but something like that happens. This is why you have the board, you have leadership, where you have other men with the Spirit of God, and hopefully something like that. The leader didn't appoint somebody. Hopefully the remainder men, the elders, right, should come together, and whether they fast, pray, whatever, right, and treat the Lord and say who should be the next one leading, right, and they should come. If it is of the Spirit, they will have some kind of result, and somebody will be ordained. All right. So I don't think it's over if the leader did die and didn't appoint nobody, but usually that's the best case scenario. That's how it should go. But if it don't, that will be the second way to go. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for Numbers chapter 27? If not, all right, we'll end it there. Those that's watching online through YouTube, hopefully you learned something. And as always, we say Shalom, which means peace, and Ayana Habatham, which means